good afternoon, or I guess evening now. Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Jacobs with the Professional Storm Responders. First off, happy Valentine's Day to all of you couples out there, and if you're flying solo, hopefully you found something great to do today. Maybe found a significant somebody today. Whatever you're doing, I hope it's a good one, and hopefully your day has been, well, fairly pleasant day out here as we look at the live weather cam here, located in the thriving metropolis of Van Wert, Ohio. We had a very pleasant day, a little cold, but nothing too bad for this time of year. Very mild day, a little bit of wind, but nothing too over the top. We are going to see that change here over the next 12 hours, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But first, would like to, as always, before we get too far into it, we'd like to thank our sponsors for all of our videos. First, Van Wert Carts and More. You can find them at vanwertcarts.com. They do way more than just carts, Rachel. They finance in-house. They actually do storage. They repair carts there in shop. They kind of do a little bit of everything and are very actively involved in the community. I did want to give them a quick shout out. They today posted that they were going to buy, was it $60 worth of cookies from the Girl Scouts, Rachel, for the first 10 Girl Scouts that did come into both of their locations. So, $60, $10 or 10 kids, that's $600 they're raising for the Girl Scouts. So just wanted to give them a special shout out. They're heavily involved with the community, make sure that they are taking care of the people who take care of them. So we greatly appreciate not just sponsoring us, but for all the things that Van Wert Carts and More does for our community. And then of course we have T&J Small Town Sound. You can reach them at 567-259-8234 and 419-605-7783. And let's not forget that they donate a lot of time too. Yes, they do a lot of paid gigs, but they donate a lot of time and take probably less than what they deserve for a lot of stuff too, because they want to make a DJ service available to as many people as possible. They want to make it affordable and easy for people to be able to have those types of services. So another great community involved business as well, locally owned, and have lived in the area. At least Tyler has lived in the area his whole life. I'm pretty sure Jalen has as well, this general area. So two very great businesses that are community oriented and always look out for their community first. So thank you to Van Wert Indicator Carts and More and T&J Small Town Sounds. We'll kick it back over to the camera here. We'll give you a nice look at the night sky here. Make sure, if you can, click that subscribe button. It helps us know that we're doing something good. Click the bell so you can get notifications anytime we go live or post a video. Make sure you leave comments. Let us know what you think about what we're doing here at the Professional Storm Responders. If there's anything you would like us to do, you can either leave a comment here, hit us up on Facebook, or you can email us at psresponders@gmail.com. We do our best to get back with you as soon as possible. Usually within 24 hours, somebody on the team will get back to you and go over whatever you wanted to talk about. So just a few ways for you to get a hold of us. But I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. We're going to have a shifting weather pattern here come tomorrow between 9 and noon across the state of Ohio. Indiana's going to see it a little bit sooner. It's not going to affect Kentucky as much. West Virginia will probably see it later in the day, as well as Pennsylvania, as they are to our east. But we are going to have wind move in tomorrow. It's going to start out between about 9 to 15 miles an hour. And that's sustained wind, not wind gust. As the day goes on, parts of Ohio, you're going to see 20 plus mile an hour sustained winds, which means you're probably going to see 30 plus mile an hour wind gusts. And southern Ohio, you have a chance for some snow. Northern Ohio, right now, it looks like it's just going to be rain. But the good news is, southern Ohio, it's only going to be less than a half an inch, is what they're calling for across the entire southern part of Ohio. So, not going to be a whole lot as far as accumulation. So, that's the good news. Bad news is, we're going to have cold enough temperatures for snow, and then you add in the wind chill. It's going to be a pretty cold day tomorrow across the state of Ohio, folks. That's one thing you can take to the bank. And there's no guarantee anybody will see snow tomorrow. That's just kind of a general idea of what they're calling for as far as snow. Less than a half an inch. So that's the good news. It's going to just be a little bit of a minor annoyance. It's going to be kind of cold and wet tomorrow across the state into Indiana. But once the nor'easter just got done. Some parts of the northeast saw at least 2 feet of snow. And they're about to get all of this snow that's in our area. But the further northeast it moves, the more it's going to gain in intensity, and the snowfall amounts are going to get larger the further the northeast these two storm systems move to the north and to the east of us, which means New York area, Connecticut, New Hampshire, those areas that were hit with, between 12 and 24 inches of snow, you're going to see another significant round or two of snow come through. So, the past couple days, they've kind of been shoveling themselves out, kind of getting back to normal. And now you're going to have, these next two snow events kind of dump snow one right on top of another. So, once again, the Northeast are going to be under the gun. And I did want to apologize for those of you who may have watched our video the other day. I had no idea. We had audio difficulties during the live stream. Until somebody told me after the video was, the live stream was done and the video posted to YouTube, that there was a portion of the video that did not record audio. So I will go back over that portion of the video. I'll make it as quick as possible. It was just kind of recapping the weather that we've had here the past few weeks. A lot of flooding has occurred, folks, because what's happened is there have been these systems that have kind of stalled out in the areas. I'm sure you guys have seen all the photos of California, but through Missouri, Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama, parts of Tennessee, they've just been continuously hit with snow time after time after time. And so with that being said, it has caused flooding across a large part of the United States. The good news about places like northern Mississippi, Nevada, California getting moisture is at least it's diminished the drought that they've had. That is the good news. The bad news is it's led to flooding because, quite frankly, when the ground gets so hard from drought and dry conditions, there's no way for the ground to absorb that moisture fast enough to stop it from creating flooding. So that's kind of the rain side of things. Well, I did want to go back here really quick. And once again, I do apologize that we had these audio difficulties the other day. We're going to go back and kind of recap what's happened so far through Valentine's Day, February 14th, and kind of talk about some of these things and these kind of the historic significance of what's been going on across the United States. So back on the 11th, a tornado was briefly on the ground in Texas. I know they're still observing things and kind of trying to determine if there was more than one tornado that day or if it was more of a wind event that caused damage across the state of Texas. But as of right now, one confirmed tornado. We were live streaming that day, so we were on that group of storms. If we go back, nothing on the 10th. A lot of hail reports and stuff like that. On the 9th, we did have a tornado kind of come close to our area. We'll bring up this map. It kind of gives you a better idea of where things were located. So as we've said, we cover Kentucky, we cover Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan. So this tornado right here was right there along the Ohio-Kentucky border. We did follow it. It was a brief tornado. They are saying it was an EF1 tornado, and it did do some damage in the town of Port Royal. Nothing too significant, but it did leave some damage there. And then there was another tornado to the north of Louisville, and that was in Clark County, Indiana. And it was also an EF1. It was just to the south of Underwood and on the ground for 1 mile with a maximum width of 75 yards and a wind speed of 90 miles per hour. So we did keep a close eye on it. Obviously, we can't live stream every event. We can't cover every event. Just being, is it 6 of us now? 5 of us. And, most of us having full-time jobs and everything. It, kind of takes us away from what we really want to do being here. But anyways. And then going back to the day before that, this is the one I really did kind of want to focus in on. Not necessarily because there were 6 tornadoes that day. If you look at the 3 tornadoes in Wisconsin, the significance about that, it's the first time Wisconsin's ever had a tornado in the month of February. So, it's kind of, I don't want to say neat or cool when stuff like that happens because, tornadoes on the ground are never a neat or cool thing because it causes destruction. But to be able to cover these events and talk about them is always interesting. But as you can see, there was an EF2 tornado in Rock County, an EF1 near Judah, which is in Greene County, Wisconsin, and another tornado with no rating near Albany, which is also in Greene County. So, and then the 3 tornadoes in Illinois. So that was kind of an active day. The day before, we had 4 tornadoes in California, which is very rare. But what happened is, for those of you who have been following the weather in California, the big thing that happened with these storms is, you guys remember the bomb cyclone that caused the flooding. On the back side of that, that's where all the tornadic activity happened. So on the last day when they were getting rain, that is when these tornadoes occurred. And it was 4 of them, which is very rare for a... with the filtered report, it's 3. So 3 tornadoes. But the whole point of that is, it's very rare to see 1 tornado in California, let alone 3. And in the past 2 years, remember last year we had the LA tornado that went right through parts of Los Angeles. So more active weather pattern over the Pacific coast here lately, and causing a lot of unique weather, to say the least. Nothing on the 6th or the 5th. Going back to the 4th, maybe. We had a pretty eventful day down in Florida and right along the Florida-Georgia line. Not talking about the band either. I'm talking about the actual state line. We had a couple of EF1 tornadoes, EF0 tornadoes. So not a lot of damage. Go back to the 3rd, nothing. The 2nd, we did have 2 tornadoes in Texas, both in Haskell County. And then the start of the month there, I don't believe there's anything on the 1st. Yeah, so that is what the month has looked like as far as severe weather. Um, really quickly, while we are thinking about it, did want to mention our thoughts and prayers do go out to the victims of the senseless shooting today in Kansas City. I guess as the parade was wrapping up, because there were at least 3 people detained. They are reporting 1 fatality and 20, 21 people being reported as injured. And I think the last report I saw, at least 9 of them were children. So thoughts and prayers definitely go out to all the victims and the families, and especially the family of the one who did have a loved one perish. So yeah, never a need for it. I'll never understand why it happens, but it does, and I guess it's just part of the new norm now, and unfortunately, it's something we have to live with. But you know, it's tragic every time it happens. So I'm definitely, on behalf of the team, want to send heartfelt thoughts and prayers to the victims and everyone involved. But yeah, so quickly just wanted to come on and let you know about the wind event tomorrow. There'll probably be some high wind warnings or high wind watches in effect. We may have a couple special weather statements for non-thunderstorm activity. Other than that, should be a quiet weather pattern for Ohio over the not just Ohio, I apologize, our coverage area for the next few days. As a matter of fact, the United States period is not expected to have severe weather over the next 3 days for sure, and none is forecast now on days 4 through 7, but that is very unreliable, so we don't always, we don't usually look past day 3 as far as predicting weather. But the good news is no severe weather forecast for the next 3 days. Just going to be getting through this next couple of snow and winter weather patterns. And like I said, the further northeast it goes, the worse it's going to be. The worst thing we're going to have in the state of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and into West Virginia is going to be the wind tomorrow. And once we get through that, everything will be pretty good. Should be good from there. Temperatures are going to hover around 30, 40 degrees. So it'll be mild for this time of year. It'll be nice. Pleasant weather, I guess, for February. And then before you know it, it'll be, springtime, and we'll all be happy that the sun is back. I think March 1st, I think Rachel posted it earlier. It was 6:30, right? Is when the sun will set. Sun will set. So early night that night. But after that, March usually is our worst month for erratic, kind of weird weather. Never quite know. You bring the winter coat, the raincoat, an umbrella, and you wear shorts and flip-flops because you never quite know what we're going to get in March. So, but it's right around the corner. I mean, we're halfway through February already. This year's already cooking. So, it's hard to believe it's 2024, let alone the second month of 2024 already. With that being said, if nobody has any questions or anything, I'll hang out here for a minute and just kind of let you check out the weather cam here and just hang out here and see if anybody has anything. If not, once again, would like to, in case this is your first time tuning in, I'm Matt. I'm right there in the middle. I'm the one of the founders and the chief operating officer of the team. To my left is Albert Dennis. He is also a co-founder, and he's the chief executive officer of the team. To my right is my beautiful wife. Happy Valentine's Day. That's Rachel Jacobs. She's the director of media relations. And then on the bottom, we have Mike Haskins and Jeff Schultz, who are chasers and photographers. And They both do great work. Mike, he covers a lot of lower Michigan for us. And Al and Jeff are kind of located in the same general area down there around the greater Dayton area. And then Rachel and I, we're in West Central Ohio, but we cover a lot of Indiana, a lot of Ohio. And, we even go into southern Ohio some, kind of down where Jeff and Albert are. And we kind of try to tandem chase as much as possible. But Rachel and I, when we can get out, we try to cover as much ground as we can. And, that's us. That's the Professional Storm Responders. You can find us on Facebook. Just look up Professional Storm Responders. You can do that as well here on YouTube. Or if you're watching this video, once again, just click the subscribe button. And click the bell for the notifications. On Twitter, it is PS Responders. Correct, Rachel? And PS Responders on TikTok as well. And, we do different kinds of videos on each social media platform, so come check us out. Once again, if you have any questions, comments, or just want to talk, or if you have any events you would like us to come be a part of, or if you'd like to do an interview, any kind of media stuff, you can hit us up on psresponders@gmail.com. We'll get back to you. With that being said, once again, Matthew Jacobs, Professional Storm Responders, hoping you had a great Valentine's Day, and we'll see you soon. And as always,